What's going on, guys? My name is Peter Katani, and I'm here to talk about the road to National 2019 DBS. We are almost pretty much a month away, and hopefully you have your invite because I would love to see everybody there. Come last week, it was PPT, Pro Play Tour, Orlando, and in top 16, top 8, we saw a variety of decks. It wasn't just like 2-3 main decks, it was a ton of them. Different varieties, really good. Problem is, how do you prepare for it? You go to nationals, you want to win. Your boy here got 35th last year, so we got to do a little bit better. And I'm trying to pick a deck, and while doing this, I'm like, you know what, I can make a video out of this. So, care to share some ideas? Well, through the comments, please tell me your ideas. Normally, I do not like playing meta. I try to stay away from it. But we got to try really hard to make a cool deck, or probably play the best one, because, you know, to be a national champion would be really cool. Also, since I don't get to play as much anymore since I've been doing commentating, so I gotta remind people my name. So, going through some information, going through some deck lists. You know, I saw first, seconds. I saw different types. So I'm just gonna go through those decks. Come the new draft box coming out with new cards, I want to talk about those in just a little bit. What cards I think are gonna impact the game, and you know, more conversation as I record this video. Things just pop in my head, I'll be like, let's mention that. So really quick, let's talk about Nationals right here. It's Dragon Ball Super Card Game Championship 2019 Finals, scheduled on October 25th through the 27th. Oh, that's a shame, that's my father's birthday. Well, I gotta figure that one out. But like I said, it's a month away. You know, we got the address, awesome. All this you can find in the DBS website. Just write DBS/cards, something like that, and you find this quite easy. Getting this information, super easy. You got all your event details. You even got the pricing of what we are fighting for. You know, we got this cool trophy, limited edition metal card. It's going to be Vegito. I have no idea why this one. Like last year was Shenron. Oh, that was really cool. This Vegito, didn't see any play until recently, and it's actually a really cool deck. But why a metal card, I have no idea. And then all the information of what you are fighting for is all here. You know, I would like to get first, but I will settle for 32, because, oh, look right here. This is the main reason, because there's a 300 voucher. I believe if you top 32, everyone gets a $300 voucher. That's what we want. After that, the more you keep increasing, the better pricing gets, because you get a 300 voucher and then 200 in store credit. All right, not bad. You know, money, because that's kind of why we play. But now let's talk about decks real quick. First, very interesting deck from Big D Han. His Janemba list is tricolor, something completely different from any Janemba list that you've seen before. This one is very counterplay. With counterplays, you got 3, 6, 10 counterplays on your opponent with a leader that already has a built-in win con. That is swing mill 2, please. Swing mill 2, please. Built-in negate, super defensive, and it's the color blue. So, you know, Dimensional Magic being one of the best negates on tapping 2. This list was so well built, and you know, there's different versions of it. I know him and his team had like little card differences, but watching Dehan play this deck, super entertaining. I wasn't bored even at all, because normally in Janemba I'd be like, well, he's milling him too now. No, Demon Sword, cool. This one, the whole time, he has 4 open, he just passed. I'm like, why'd he pass? Oh my God. Opponent's turn goes, and he's just counterplaying everything, controlling that game so well that I was just impressed. Now, I'll be honest, I don't want to play Janemba. I keep true to that. Like, I haven't taken to any big event holding that record clean, so hopefully Nats won't be the record, but not gonna lie, this deck looked really fun. Especially these counterplays with the ruling that Bandai gave, where since there's 2 windows on counterplay, when someone's trying to play, you have counter window 1, and when something's played, counter window 2. Cool. You can play 2 of these cards at the, like, not at the same time, but each window. So let's say it's Gogeta. We're gonna use an example, 7-drop Gogeta. Coming into play, counter window 1. I'm gonna activate Champa for 2. Most of the time it's 2, it's never 3, because they have built-in ability. Come in for 2, cool. Now Gogeta comes in, pending on the auto, there's a counter window 2, I can play another Champa. Awesome. I can resolve both Champas. That Gogeta happens first on the auto, because it's player's turn. I have to shuffle my hand, cool, draw 3. Then my 2 Champas activate, which I will draw 2 cards. So after getting Gogeta, I have 5 cards in hand while having 2 15Ks on the board. That's insane. I don't fully agree with that ruling, but that's how it is, and that's how it is. So with that ruling, knowing it, this deck can be very techy, very tricky. So many different things align to play. In one match that day I was going against, a guy swung for 20 and then comboed to 30 and did a rival to a Gogeta. Okay, cool. So now this little Trunks 2-drop is swinging for 30. When Gogeta came into play, counter window 2, Dehan activated Vegeta the Cruel to come out, because it's a rival, it's a card being played. Vegeta the Cruel came out, destroyed the attacking card that was swinging for 30, and warped the card out of the hand, and boom, didn't even have to defend, just killed the attacker. Mind blown. Love the deck. So this is definitely a contender, and the fact that Janemba has a Cold Bloodlust Crusher Ball, hopefully, I know it won't happen, but hopefully they hit Janemba in some way. If it's errata, if it's banned. Altogether, before Nats, which is 1 month, hopefully banned that you watch these videos, I hope Janemba gets touched, because if not, this is a very strong contender and definitely going to be seen. So, next deck is going to be Pan. Pan is surprisingly doing so well. I thought it was going to be Baby Vegeta. I actually would have bet money that it was going to be Baby Vegeta because U6 was being so popular. But Pan was the one taking over that whole event. In Swiss and Orlando, the #1 first place deck, undefeated I believe, was a Pan player named Tim from Shenron Slayer. Great guy. Sadly, I couldn't get him on stream. Again, I apologize. Next time I see you, you're definitely going on stream, I promise you. But this Pan player is from Robert, 2nd place. And his Pan was a lot different because it's red-green. Most of the time you see a mono-red with a few tech-in cards. This was mono-green, and he's mostly famous for making this Goku and this Piccolo work, which is super interesting because this Piccolo comes out if you have a 20k Son Goku, green Son Goku on the field. But Peter, this is a 15k. Thing is, with Pan, doesn't matter what you bring out. What you bring out will get 5k. If it's 15 or more, well, 20k or more after getting the 5k, you draw a card. So he will play this, draw a card, it becomes 20k, play this Piccolo for free, adding so much pressure, swing, okay, now swing with this one, then able to use Piccolo's ability to destroy that Son Goku to either destroy any creature on the board, and if it's 2 or less, make your opponent discard 2 cards. Such a crazy combo, and the fact that he's running dual colors, he gets to run this awesome Vegeta the Cruel. Seen so much play. It's a great counterplay. I like to think, in my opinion, that it's the #1 best counterplay because it destroys a creature and gets rid of a card out of the hand. So that's like a 2-for-1. Very good card. Outside of that, it's a regular Pan deck, which, Familiar Bonds, gotta read right. Familiar Bonds being so good, bringing out, digging deep. He was doing so many good attacks with pressure of burst attack, combo away some stuff, and then burst attack afterwards because his hand is like 4 or less. Draw 2, putting pressure, exactly what Pan wants to do. The deck was insanely good. He will use dimensional support Trunks to bring out this Goku and then, stack the auto so this Goku gets the 5k, becomes a 20k, draw a card, it's critical, and this Piccolo comes out. So much pressure. This deck was such an interesting take, and that's the beauty about Pan. You can just do a ton of different things, and with more rivals coming out, it can only get better and better. So, something else to watch out for. Next deck. It's my boy Marcel Russell. He was taking U6, but with Broly leader. Now, mind you, you can play Kaba. Kaba, there's nothing wrong with that. But the thing is, what Marcel had shown me is that Broly is just a better leader because you're able to side. That's just the truth of it. Let's just use Announcer as an example. Great deck. But when it came to like bullet cards, like back then when it was playing like Shugesh, you couldn't play Canola. I know I'm not saying it right. I can't. I have a speech problem. Don't judge me, please. But nonetheless, the thing that stopped Shugesh, you couldn't play an Announcer. So no matter what, they will Shugesh their bombs or whatever they needed to with no problem against Announcer. Kaba has that same restriction because you can only play U6 and Vegeta cards. With Broly, you can side into TN, you can side into Haru, and the best part is you have this package of Mirror Champa, which is incredible for an aggro deck, which U6 is. All around, both leaders are really good. Kaba Leader is really good at tapping your opponent's energy on their turn because they have that Kefla. Super good card, but you take that away, now you have Broly, which can see more cards too, because coming to life, normally when you're down to 4, you defend yourself to when you want to, but Broly's ability, you pick up and you add more pressure. I'm a big fan of this version outside of Kaba's, and this deck is another one that you just got to watch out for. It puts so much pressure on the board for absolutely no reason, and then it has that finisher of Champa Mirror, which is super devastating. Also defend, it has the one of Cold Bloodlust, and let me tell you, you think, oh, it's one of, he's not going to have it. Bro, they have it. It's a real thing. When you try to play around, be like, he doesn't have it, and you get caught by it, man, that can just change the game completely around. So I'm a big fan of this deck. I'm not an aggro player though, so I know I'm not going to play this in Nats. But if you're an aggro player, if it's your play style, definitely look into the Broly, because he's just a monster when it comes to being aggro, and anything that you put in with this leader, it's automatically good. And the fact that this leader automatically stapled the Cold Bloodlust, you got something going. So take a look at this deck. And next deck is the deck that I'm interested. The reason I'm interested is because it's Purunga. Look at that guy. That guy's just, I'm a cosplay. I'm gonna dress green and look like a dragon. Look stupid, but that's fine. I really like this one. So Anthony Hernandez made Ramp-On. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, which was Shenron, and it just played Whis, ramped up, and everything. Yo, when I first saw the deck, I was super impressed. High five. That was a clap. I thought that deck was super creative and one of the most well-built decks I've seen in a while. Then Brandon Scott took this deck, and I got to see him on stream, and I was so entertained by it. One, it was Purunga, so I wanted to see what was different between Shenron, because Shenron gives triple attack, and Purunga only has World Peace, which is already a card. It's a card, but the effect is the exact same thing, so I didn't think much of it. But it ramps up to get to 8 energy, and at 8 energy on that turn, you do World Peace 3 times. You pretty much activate 2 World Peace from your hand, then the leader's wish ability to bring out something else. It was super devastating. All right, so an example of what he did. On turn 8, he paid 4 energy, World Peace, brought out Gogeta. All right, get the opponent down to 3. All right, well, typical Shenron plays. Then he activated World Peace again by paying 4. All right. He brought out Kaioken. Oh, that's strong. He took 3 life, and mind you, he had 5 life to work with. How did he defend that well? I'm pretty sure it was against a Pan player too. Baby Vegeta, that's what it was. Baby Vegeta was defending really well. You gotta check out the video on YouTube. He activated Kaioken 3 times, discarded his whole hand. Alright. Then, he didn't even use the wish. He used the ability to play another World Piece in his hand for free, and brought out the card. Where is it? This one right here. I'm looking for like money. I thought it was down here. The money card, Victory Strike. So no hand. Not only does he have a bomb, something that is attacking twice, but he had Victory Strike too, and just swung for game, giving the opponent no chance. The moment he did that, I was like, I found my Nats deck. I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at it. I'm studying this deck a little bit. I'm interested. What's really cool is he has the Whis package, but I just found out that this 6-drop is another Whis, because when you put it in play, you get to put a card, you get to draw a card, then put a card in your hand and put it into energy. So it's almost like a Whis, but you get to choose what you want. It ramps up, it's 30k beat stake, so it helps control the board. It's just good altogether. And then what's funny is the 7-drop Beerus, which I thought was a joke. I'm like, is that because it was like, what's the reason for it? Reason for it, or at least what Brandon told me, was that it's a 7-drop outside of 8. So you can pretty much do almost the exact same thing, where you bring out like a Gogeta or whatnot, get their hand size down, but you can pull off that same combo except with Beerus. So it's almost like his other ultimate that he has. Discard the hand down, maybe 1 swing with Beerus, pretty much game after that. I don't know if I like this tech, but it was just a cool little option. All around, this deck is nasty. And Janemba being so popular, I did talk to Dehan. I'm like, what is your worst matchup? He's like, probably Shenron. And Purunga is the equivalent of Shenron, so I can just see it. So if I have a deck that automatically beats Janemba, when probably the best Janemba player, Dehan, said this is a hard matchup, I'm like, all right, I'm looking at this deck. Big fan. Of course, the only problem that this deck might have is Rush, because U6 is the thing. I gotta test out that matchup to see how it is, how bad it is, because I'm expecting Rush too. Thing is, this might be the contender of the day. The day. Hopefully I said that right. I'm a big fan. There's not much to go around. It has this to when people out combo or super combo into it, or even U6 trying to evolve, you just bounce it away, put it back in the hand. I don't think it's that much defense, but at least it's something, you know? Take a look at this deck, try it out. It looks good. And it's Perunga. A lot of people don't see this guy, so that's something. And let's see. When Nats comes, we have Draft Box. I believe we have one more product. I think like it's a starter deck. I'm not quite sure. It's like some product coming out that same week. And if I'm not mistaken, Bandai's thinking about, you know, allowing it or not. I hope they allow it because anything new is always fun. But in the Draft Box, we have a ton of cards coming out. I think it's like 103 new cards. But I just want to talk about the ones that I think are going to impact, or you kind of need to watch out because, you know, there's different ideas going on here. Like this Kaba thing, minus 15. Oh my God, it's amazing. I don't know if it's going to impact though. But the same thing with this Majin Buu. Great card. You chain attack, you bring this out, this brings out something else. You bring out a whole board. Very cool plays. But this Vegeta is the one that I'm just like, man, someone's got to come up with a great deck. I'm a big fan of Frieza Prism, and I think this is a huge addition to it. Because if your leader is red, reduce the energy costs of this card in your hand by 2. So it becomes a 3-drop, which is great because Prism Frieza normally can't play 3 drops. It has to play 4 and higher. This Vegeta kind of cheats it where it becomes a 3-drop. It's a counterplay, awesome. Auto, when you play this card, choose all your opponent's battle cards and they gain minus 20k. See how U6 was a problem? No more. For the duration of a turn. And if it's your opponent's turn, choose one of your leader cards and give it 5k power for the duration of a turn. You're safe. That's just the moral of the story. You're safe the moment you play this. Like, they play a card, counterplay, bring it out, do minus 20k, being my leader 5k more. That turn is almost like over. Big fan of this card. I think it's going to be a huge addition come Nationals. Next, for blue. When it comes to blue, of course, there's different cards going around. Like this Janemba, there's going to be a new Janemba deck going around, and this definitely is going to be good. But the All-Star, the one that I think is going to be huge, is this Frieza. This Frieza is a blocker barrier, active main. You pay 1 blue and 2 colorless, so if you pay 3, play this card from your drop area. So when I combo it away, I can bring back a 20k blocker barrier, which is huge because it's blocker barrier. So most of the time we're defending ourselves, and blue is already one of the best defense. Imagine Janemba. Janemba doesn't need this, but they can play it. You know, they can combo it away, and then later on when they have some energy to spare, they're like, all right, bring this out, 20k blocker, deal with it. Whoa. Another one is U7 Frieza. We haven't seen much of it, but it discards a Universe 7, which this Frieza is a Universe 7. Discard a Universe 7, draw 2 cards, and after you discard it, you can literally play it for free, which is almost like drawing 1 more card. It's a +1. I think there's going to be a huge impact. Another player, or another friend of mine, Andrew Duvall, PPT team, showed me with Hirudegarn. Hirudegarn has to discard battle cards. You can discard this, draw 2, then pay 3, bring this out. This card is huge, so watch out for this one. Next, when it comes to green, I don't remember seeing much. Of course, this Piccolo is super good because it's the SR. Let's just go with that. But it's barrier. It's a 4-drop. Active battle. Not even active main. Active battle. Once per turn, bond 2. As long as you have 2 creatures on board, choose one of your opponent's battle card with energy cost 5 or less, KO it. If you do KO it, you draw 1 card. It's removal in active battle. So when your opponent tries to attack and then combo it with whatever it needs, you don't have to waste any of your cards. You're like, all right, active battle, destroy that. Huge. And you get to draw a card. Man, I think this card's really good, but I don't know the home for it yet. I know there's somewhere. I just haven't figured it out. So come Nationals, we testing out everything. There's something to definitely look at. I'm also a fan of this Super 17. I just don't know what deck is going to be used on it yet. So give it time. Come. All this good stuff. It's just this one is probably the All-Star of green. Next, for yellow, we gotta talk about, you know, there's cue cards and stuff. This one, of course they're gonna bring a ruling on it because most people are saying battle cards only count on the field, which I think is ridiculous because Hirudegarn says when it attacks I have to discard a battle card. It's not on the field, it's in my hand. And what clarifies that when I discard it is, you know, it's a battle card. Or World Peace, bring out a battle card from the drop area to the field. The battle cards everywhere, but apparently this only affects the ones on the field. I don't believe that. But let's see what Bandai says about it. It's cool. I'm not fighting with anybody, so don't write in the comments be like, no, it's a better card. That's cool. That's cool. I'm just waiting for the official rule. This card is a monster though, and come that Purunga deck that I was showing you, or Shenron, any Child Wish deck. It's not Child Wish, it's World Peace. Sorry. Any World Peace deck bringing this out, stopping everyone from playing, and then you have a Victory Strike, which can't be negated. Negate the skill of all battle cards. Victory Strike can't be negated. It's swinging. It can win just like that. This card probably shows so much difference in the meta, but the one card that I think we'll see play is this monkey. It's a true drop 15. Forget its stats. The fact that it's 0 combo 5k. Once it's in the drop area, active main, pay 2 cardless, not even Pacific cost. Send this from your drop area to warp, draw 2 cards. That's huge. Does Janemba need something like this? No. But outsourcing your opponent, it's already good enough. Theoretically, they have the energy to work with, so let's say they combo away to defend themselves. They're like, all right, defend 5k. All right, later on in the turns, like turn 5, they have some energy to spare. They're like, all right, I'll pay 2, draw 2. All right, defend, pass. Something as simple as that. Or another example, Hirudegan. It's a battle card. Swing, pitch it away, pitch the battle card. Now I'll pay 2, so turn 2 you can do this. Draw 2 more cards. And it's looking big. This card will see Nat play. Nats play. There you go, I said it right. Definitely will see play. You gotta watch out for it. I found one little combo with it really quick, which would be, let's see, I don't want to mess up too much. Come the black leaders. Most of the black leaders like Toa and Demigra only put black cards. But this mirror actually chooses 3 cards from Warp. Any 3 cards. So it can be any color. So it's a nice little gimmick that Mirror can have, that being putting the monkey back in to just pay 2 to draw 2. Draw engine, I think it's a little too slow, but the idea is there, so I'm working on a list with that. So that comes for yellow. When it comes to black, there's not much difference. Like, this Trunks is really good. It's overwhelm. It's free overwhelm 3. Auto, when you play this with overwhelm, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards with 3 or less and send it a warp. With all these counter plays coming out, it's a 15k body that stays on the board. You know, you just overwhelm, get rid of it, swing 15. That's an idea, right? But one of the most interesting cards is this Fu. I'm a big fan. Remove this from the drop area from the game. So if it's in your drop area, you pay 2, you remove it from the game, then choose 1 black card in your drop or warp with energy 7 or less and add it to your hand. That's huge. And again, with that same mirror that I showed you, or even Demigra or Toa, anything that puts this back into the drop area from warp, you can just constantly use this, grabbing, you know, utility and what card you need. The fact that it's 3 or less, you pretty much will grab any black card at that point. So I'm a big fan. Out of all black cards, I think this was the one that, you know, might see play. A lot of people question this mirror. I think it's good. When it comes to Toa, you know, you give it crit, double strike just for 1. It's not bad. We play Scientist Fu to draw 2 cards, and it's a 25k. This is a 30k that draws 1 card, but then untaps an energy on our opponent's main phase. Okay. Interesting. It ain't bad. It's not garbage, because if you think about it, 30k and 25k drawing 2 cards. When I swing, my opponent has to waste 2 super combos to theoretically defend it, 2 10ks. So that's kind of a big deal. What I would waste to make Fu into 30k would have been a card I drew anyways. So it's a little different. I think it's not bad and might see some play. And then multicolor cards, we have 1 of each different colors, like literally it's every different color. Will things get played? I don't know about this one. Maybe AOD Dende can play it because it's a Majin Buu with a rival that comes out. Interesting. This card is okay. It destroys something with 2,000 power or less. And what's interesting about that, it's not level restricted like Gogeta is. I believe Gogeta can only destroy 4 or less. This one can destroy 2,000 power or less. It doesn't matter what level. Interesting. I don't think this card's that great though, to be honest. This, other than the picture being really cool, I don't think this card is great. When you play this card, you draw 1 card, then choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode with energy cost 3 or less and KO it. It's that level restriction that kind of makes it like, but you know, it's the fact that it is kind of removable. They swing with something that's 3 drop or less, you know, combo whatever it is, you can rival this and bam, just kill it. Kind of cool. This one's one of the more interesting ones because it's theoretically like God Strike Beerus. It's a rival for green-yellow, so you work on that combination. When you play this card, your opponent either discards a card out of their hand, or you choose a keyword in your opponent's battle card in rest mode, so something that's attacking pretty much, and negate its and negate it for the duration of the turn. You negate one of the skill keywords. Not bad. So I see it as like God Strike. It's not that bad. It's interesting. Another really cool idea of it, it's a Krillin 4-drop. So if you have the SR Goku and somehow this die, you're like, finally can bring this out. Ideas. This guy, man, anytime something has a rival for 2 colors, I'm just not a fan of it automatically. But it's when you play this card, you draw a card, then choose one of your opponent's battle card and negate its skills for the duration of turn. Kind of cool. I don't know if it's going to see much play, but it is in blue and yellow, and that's one of the best combinations right now. You know, Dayhan just showed that, so. And last but not least is this green-blue. Great combination, by the way. Son Goku and Son Gohan. When you play this card, choose one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost 5 or less. Put it in the owner's energy in rest mode. Then your opponent chooses a card and discard it. The main thing that's interesting about this, other than being blue-green rival, like you have to pay both, it is a 5-drop Goku. So maybe there's a UI deck going on where you bring this out for 2. So like in 4 energies you can do it where like you swing with leader, you combo blue-green, bring this out a rival, pretty much remove something, make them discard 1 card, and then you have a 5-drop Goku on the board, which you can UI, Ultra Instinct, bring it out, swing. Ideas. So come Nationals, we thinking of ideas. I don't know what's there yet, but when I come up with something, you know I'm gonna make a video of it and show the world. If you guys got ideas, if you guys got suggestions, please write in the comments, let me know. But thank you for joining me. Hopefully you like this little quick video. Until next time.